Many people who want to start poultry farming end up giving up along the way, while others rush in out of excitement without properly understanding the business and later realize the challenges when it is already too late. In many cases, the people who fear certain challenges before starting are not wrong, because some of those fears are real and can easily make someone fail if they approach poultry farming blindly. The truth is, poultry farming can become stressful when you enter it without fully understanding what you are getting yourself into. But at the same time, most of these challenges become much easier to handle once you understand where the real problems usually come from and how other farmers deal with them practically. So before deciding whether poultry farming is too risky or not, let us first look at some of the biggest fears and challenges that stop many people from starting and how best they can be handled. The first one is mortality during the brooding period. Many people fear starting poultry farming because of this, and honestly, that fear is valid. The truth is, you cannot completely prevent mortality because some factors are simply beyond your control. For example, chicks may arrive already weak due to poor handling during transportation, delayed delivery, dehydration, or stress from the hatchery. Sometimes a farmer may do almost everything correctly and still lose a few chicks because not every problem begins from the farm itself. The real goal during brooding is not to expect zero mortality by default, but to reduce mortality as much as possible by managing the things within your control properly. Many losses happen because of poor preparation before the chicks arrive. A brooder should already be warm, clean, dry, and fully prepared before the chicks are brought in. Chicks should not arrive when you are still fixing feeders, looking for charcoal, or arranging drinkers. Their first few hours are very sensitive and can determine how strong they become in the coming days. One thing many experienced farmers know is that the first thing chicks need after arriving is not feed but water mixed with glucose and multivitamins. Chicks often arrive tired and dehydrated after transportation. Giving them glucose water first helps restore energy and reduce stress before introducing feed. After they settle and drink properly, then you can give feed. Small details like this make a very big difference during brooding. Young chicks are extremely delicate. Even small mistakes that seem harmless can cause heavy losses. Simple suffocation from overcrowding or poor brooder arrangement can kill many chicks within a short time. Cold temperatures, lack of enough air, wet litter, or panic at night can quickly lead to deaths. This is why brooding needs close attention, especially during the first 2 weeks. At the same time, it is possible to rear birds successfully with very low or even zero mortality. I have personally reared 100 Sasso chicks without losing a single one, so it is achievable. The difference usually comes from preparation, observation, and quick response to small problems before they become serious. Poultry farming rewards farmers who pay attention to details consistently, especially during brooding. Another thing that makes many people give up on poultry farming is that poultry is technical. It is not the kind of business where you just put birds in a house and wait for money. As a poultry farmer, you must understand many small things that directly affect the survival and performance of the birds. For beginners, all this can feel overwhelming and make them think poultry farming is too complicated for them. Feeding alone requires calculations and consistency. You need to know the right amount of feed to give based on the age and number of birds, and the feed quantity must be adjusted almost every day as the birds grow. If someone fears calculations or does not like record keeping, they may start guessing feed amounts, which becomes dangerous. Underfeeding slows growth, while overfeeding increases costs and waste. Good poultry farming depends a lot on proper measurements and observation, not assumptions. Temperature regulation during brooding is another challenge that scares many beginners. In many cases, farmers may not even have a thermometer, yet chicks still need stable warmth, especially during the first weeks. To someone starting out, this sounds very technical, but in reality, experienced farmers often use practical observation to guide them. The behavior of the chicks tells you whether the temperature is correct or not. When chicks spread evenly across the brooder, it usually means the temperature is comfortable. If they gather tightly near the heat source, it means they are cold, and this can even lead to suffocation and deaths. If they stay far away from the heat source, then the brooder is too hot for them. Learning to read chick behavior is one of the simplest but most important practical skills in poultry farming. Disease prevention and outbreak management is another area that discourages people. As a poultry farmer, you almost end up acting like a trained vet. You need to recognize signs of disease early, know how to respond during an outbreak, understand basic medication, and follow vaccination schedules correctly. Some hatcheries simply supply chicks without giving proper vaccination programs or feeding guidelines. Yet the farmer is still expected to vaccinate the right vaccines at the right time. For a beginner, this can feel like too much responsibility. When people think about all these technical requirements together, many lose confidence before even starting. But the important thing is not to fear the challenges. The important thing is to first understand what is required and then plan how you will handle it. Every challenge in poultry farming usually has a practical solution if you are willing to learn gradually. Most experienced farmers were once beginners who also feared the same things but learned step by step through practice and observation. Another thing that makes many people give up on poultry farming is the market challenge. Many beginners assume that once they rear chickens, customers will automatically come and buy them. On the surface, it sounds impossible to fail getting a market for chicken or eggs because these are products people consume every day. But poultry farming can surprise you when you approach it blindly without first understanding your local market. I have personally seen many farmers get stuck with mature birds and fail to sell them on time. This happens a lot with poorly raised birds, but it can also happen simply because the type of chicken does not match the demand in that area. For example, broilers are not consumed heavily in some villages or rural areas where people prefer local chickens or slower growing breeds. So a farmer may rear many broilers expecting quick sales, only to discover that buyers are few and prices are low in that location. That is why market survey is very important before starting. Instead of first buying chicks and later looking for customers, it is wiser to first understand who will buy your birds, what type of birds they prefer, how they buy, and during which seasons demand is high or low. This helps you raise birds with confidence, because by the time they are ready for sale, you already know where they are going. Poultry farming is also different from many other businesses because the birds continue consuming money every single day. If you own a clothes shop, you can decide not to open for days or even weeks and later continue normally. But poultry does not work like that. Even when the market is slow, the birds must continue eating, drinking, and receiving care every day. Delaying sales means increasing feeding costs daily, especially for broilers where feed consumption rises quickly as they grow bigger. Many beginners make the mistake of assuming that because poultry products sell well in another area, the same situation automatically applies everywhere. Someone may hear that in another place, customers even move from home to home looking for chickens, then expect the same experience in their own area without verifying it. But markets differ from place to place. What sells quickly in one area may move slowly in another. The safest approach is to first go out and study the market around you. Talk to local buyers, restaurants, traders, and people in your area. Find out which breeds are preferred, the average prices, and how often people buy. The market is usually there, but you need to understand how it works in your specific location instead of depending on assumptions. Another issue that stops many people from starting poultry farming is unrealistic expectations created by social media. Today, many people talk about poultry farming as if it only has good sides. They post profits, large numbers of birds, fast growth, and success stories. But very few people openly talk about the difficult moments behind the scenes. Because of this, some beginners enter poultry farming thinking it is simple money without fully understanding the realities involved. The danger comes when someone hears exciting stories today and starts tomorrow without carrying out personal research. Many people fail not because poultry farming is impossible, but because they entered a business they did not properly understand. Sometimes when you investigate deeper, you discover that some things people say online do not match reality in your own situation. What works well for one farmer may not automatically work for another because setups, locations, capital, regulations, and markets are different. For example, in some places, starting even a small poultry farm is very difficult because of licenses, permits, inspections, and operational regulations. The amount of money needed just to get legal permission to operate may even be higher than the money someone planned to invest in the birds themselves. But in other places, a person can simply build a structure, buy chicks, and begin operating immediately without complicated requirements. This shows that poultry farming conditions differ from place to place, and people should not blindly copy what they see online without considering their own environment. Social media also tends to highlight more success than struggle. You will always hear more about profits than losses because people naturally prefer sharing victories. Yet behind many successful farms, there are usually hidden stories of disease outbreaks, failed batches, market problems, debt, and management mistakes that people rarely expose publicly. The good side is real, but the challenges are also real. That is why it is important to move slowly and understand the business properly before fully committing yourself. There is a proverb that says, "Test the depth of water before putting both feet in." That is exactly the approach a beginner should apply in poultry farming. Start small, observe, learn, and understand how the business works in your own environment before expanding. If you plan well and understand what to do at each stage, poultry farming becomes much smoother, even though challenges will always exist. Minor disease outbreaks, management mistakes, and market delays can happen, but proper preparation helps you handle them better. The biggest mistake is not failure itself, but entering a business carelessly without understanding it. A person who fears failure too much may never even start, but a person who is willing to learn and try has the opportunity to either fail and improve or succeed. And in many cases, when poultry farming is approached with proper planning, patience, and realistic expectations, the chances of success become much higher. So how can you begin overcoming these fears and challenges without risking too much? The good thing is that it is simpler than many people think. It mainly rotates around three important things. The first thing is learning as much as possible before starting. Today, there is a lot of poultry information on the internet, so lack of access to knowledge is no longer a big excuse. Start by learning the theory first, then combine it with practical information you come across through videos and demonstrations. Watch how people vaccinate birds, prepare brooders, feed chicks, clean poultry houses, and handle common diseases. Poultry farming is very practical by nature, so many of the things you repeatedly watch are the same things you will eventually do yourself. You do not necessarily need to attend a special class before starting. Sometimes simple understanding is enough to begin. For example, if someone tells you that Newcastle disease vaccine can be administered through eye drops or drinking water, and the instructions say 1 drop in the eye is enough for 1 chicken, practically, it becomes something you can manage even without physically seeing someone demonstrate it in front of you. The important thing is understanding the procedure correctly and following instructions carefully. The second thing is proper planning, especially when it comes to feed. This is where many beginners make dangerous mistakes. Some things like vaccination can be figured out along the way because they are not daily expenses. If a vaccine is needed 2 weeks later, you can still organize yourself before that time reaches. But feed is different because birds eat every single day, and feed consumption increases very fast as the birds grow. Many people buy too many birds while remaining with very little money for feeding, hoping they will figure things out later. That approach creates serious pressure because the period when you are trying to look for money is exactly when feed demand is increasing rapidly. If feed is interrupted, the birds immediately suffer through stress, poor growth, disease, vulnerability, and sometimes death. That is why feed should always be planned in advance. Before buying chicks, calculate whether you can support them from the start up to the stage where they begin generating income or at least supporting themselves. If you do not already have enough money saved for feeding, then you should at least have a reliable source of income that can continuously support feed purchases. Feed planning also needs proper calculations. Do not just estimate total kilograms and multiply by the current market price. Feeding changes according to growth stages. Starter feed is usually more expensive because it contains higher protein levels, and protein is one of the most expensive components in poultry feed. Grower, finisher, layer mash, crumbles, and pellets all have different prices. So you should calculate feed requirements according to each stage and according to the type of feed you plan to use. Once feed is secured, you are already solving one of the biggest challenges in poultry farming. Houses and equipment can also be expensive, but those are mostly one-time investments. Feed is the expense that keeps repeating throughout the production cycle, which is why it deserves the highest attention during planning. The third thing is management. This is where you now put into practice everything you learned during the learning phase. Poultry farming depends heavily on consistency and attention to small details every single day. When management is done properly, you slowly realize that poultry farming is not as risky or as difficult as many people imagine. Good management includes maintaining proper biosecurity, keeping the poultry house and surroundings clean, reducing stress among birds, providing clean water all the time, giving the right amount of good quality feed, maintaining routines, and following vaccination schedules correctly. It also involves closely observing the behavior of the birds daily. The moment you notice a sick bird, isolate it immediately before the problem spreads to others. You should also treat poultry like a real business by keeping proper records. Records help you know whether you are making progress or losses and help you improve decision-making in future batches. To make your planning and management easier, I also created poultry toolkits that can help you with calculations, feed planning, record keeping, and general poultry management. I will leave the link in the description so you can visit my online store and download the toolkits you need. There are over 20 poultry toolkits available to help both beginners and experienced farmers manage their projects more confidently. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more practical poultry farming content. You can also watch the next video on your screen to continue learning more about poultry farming and improving your management skills. See you in the next video.